Hi, I'm Dr. Jordin. I help high-achieving women who feel unfulfilled and disconnected create more intimacy and joy in their personal lives. We've been taught that doing it all will lead to fulfillment, but it's draining your energy and killing your intimacy. I'm a pleasure and power dynamics expert, author, and naturopathic doctor. I teach women how to reignite their pleasure, reclaim their feminine power, and feel deeply desired and supported, all while staying successful in their careers. My clients feel so powerful and in charge in certain areas of their lives, and so exhausted, a little out of control, and unfulfilled in others. I like to say it's the duck swimming on the pond. On the top, it looks great, and underneath, their little legs are scrambling. Today, we're going to talk about a hidden hole in your pleasure tank. If you're new here and you want to know what a pleasure tank is, check out episode 117. Now, I'm discovering that this might be one of the biggest holes. So we are there bailing out water with a bucket, but our ship is still sinking. We're blaming our hormones. We're trying couples therapy. We're listening to podcasts. We're reading books, and we are not getting the result that we want and crave. The deeper emotional and physical connection, especially in our marriages or personal relationships. We desire ease and support, but we just keep giving. There's this knowing that we're disconnected from our bodies, our sensuality, our feminine nature, and we want to explore it in a way that feels authentic. And if this sounds like you, you're going to want to pay special attention to today's episode because we can't fix and heal what we cannot see. We're going to dive deep into power dynamics in relationships, specifically Superwoman relationships. And that is you if you are an overgiving, people-pleasing, high achiever. We're going to talk specifically about how power dynamics can affect our experience of pleasure. And I'm talking about the very real ways in which women who feel like they do it all find their pleasure and emotional needs pushed to the back burner. Let's unpack this. The Superwoman's power comes from overfunctioning, from constantly doing more and more, thinking 10 steps ahead for everyone, from being in control. It's the power of, I'll take care of it. I've got this. I can do it all myself. But it is at the cost of our own well-being. And here's the kicker. This kind of dynamic, while it might seem like you've got it all under control, if this is directly linked to your inability to experience pleasure and fulfillment, both in and out of the bedroom. Now, let's be clear. Power isn't about overpowering others, having power over somebody else. This is what I thought I wanted initially. This is how most superwomen are conditioned. We are taught, I need to make more money. Don't rely on a man. I can do it all myself. Don't ask for help. I need to call the shots. Don't get got. Be one step ahead of everyone. Don't show your emotions. Don't be hurt. Don't be too much. And all of this over functioning, working really, really hard to maintain control, it leaves us lonely, sick, exhausted, unseen, unsupported. So really, it leaves us powerless. What I am teaching is to get women to harness their voice, embody their desires, so they can, what I teach high achieving women is to get out of survival mode so you can turn the pleasure centers in your brain back on, at which point you can harness your voice, embody your desires, and you're moving through life in a completely different state. When we take our Superwoman cape off, we're moving through with confidence, grace, pleasure. We are like honey, like the sun. People want to be close to us. They want to help us. They want to fulfill our needs. No more nagging, no more demanding, no more crying. Okay, so power dynamics. I had no idea what this was a few years ago until I started to study BDSM and kink communities. And I was asked to write an article on kinks for a publication, and it kind of snowballed from there. Really quick educational note for your thinking brain. A kink is an unconventional or non-normative sexual practice, desire, behavior, so something that falls like outside of traditional sexual norms. And kinks can involve a wide variety of activities, one of which is power dynamics, such as BDSM, where it is a consensual, someone is dominant, someone is submissive. It could be role playing. It could be specific scenarios that people find exciting. And it varies. Kinks can vary from spanking to electro torture. A fetish is a more specific type of sexual interest that is required for sexual satisfaction. So sometimes this is a focus on a particular object, body part, or act, but it's required for sexual arousal. So if somebody has a foot fetish, they will not be aroused unless feet are involved. Back to power dynamics. Power dynamics refers to the way that power is distributed and exercised between individuals or groups. And it can be explicit or a little more invisible. Power dynamics are how decisions are made. It's who influences who, the level of influence that one party has over another. And we all take part in these. The shocking part is that in most cases, superwomen, and when it comes to intimate relationship, superwomen only think they have power. And because we excel in so many areas of our lives, we make our own money, often really, really good money. We haven't realized the fact that we have given away all of our power in intimate partnership. And then we wonder why the sex is checkbox if we're having it at all. You have a teammate, not passion. No one is really looking for this, not even in couples therapy. We don't see it. And it is a game changer, not only for the energy and mood and fulfillment of my clients outside of the bedroom, but it is also a game changer inside the bedroom. So power flows, intimacy flows, energy flows when we understand power dynamics, which up until this point are mostly largely invisible. And I started to learn about this when I was studying Chinese medicine. Yin and yang are energetic opposites. They cannot exist without each other. They only exist in relationship to one another. A lot of us in modern relationships are trying to have equality, which is lovely and it's a great idea in theory, but there's nowhere for energy to flow. This is why I hate to tell you, Superwoman, but you have a lot less power than you have been gaslit to believe. And it's sort of shocking. And it's what's even more shocking is that we have been conditioned to give it away. And the tools that we have to influence a situation, to exert power, end up undermining us. And they end up taking our power away and taking us further away from the connection, desire, outcome, mind-blowing sex that we are truly craving. I was on a pleasure mastery mentorship call yesterday, and how unhealed superwomen try and influence a relationship. They do it by overfunctioning, demanding, giving the silent treatment, huddling. This is my term for when we just, we've got our superwoman cape on, we are it, we are achieving. But then something happens, that one more thing gets added to our to-do list, and then we puddle. We are teary, overly emotional, non-functional. The other thing that we use is numbing. We're focusing on our next goal. We're denying, we're putting our heads in the sand. We're just pretending that this problem doesn't exist, silently convincing ourselves that, this is as good as it gets. So none of these tools that we use in intimate partnership. Ooh, another one, giving constructive feedback or sandwich feedback, or using tools that we would use with employees, staff, in a boardroom, in a surgical, like in an OR. None of these tools will work in intimate partnership. It will not get us the result that we want, which is deeper emotional and physical connection. We don't want just good sex. We want transcendent sex. If you're done doing it all, you want to feel cared for. You want to feel properly fucked, desired, pursued. You want to be present and relaxed, both in and out of the bedroom. No more scrambling, no more, duck legs paddling in the pond. You want to learn to explore your feminine side and sensuality in a way that feels authentic. You need to learn to balance the power dynamics in your relationship. Going to give you an example of one of my clients. Sharing a win. Last night, husband planned the date night, made the reservation, all the details, even took care of childcare. Was amazing. I said, celebration emojis. How was the sex? She said, the best. He's gotten better at leading during sex, which I love because I just want to surrender. Okay. Now, this relationship did not start this way. She was one of maybe the biggest overfunctioners I had ever seen, even in sex. And by teaching her how to balance the power dynamics in the relationship, she not only has a man wanting to show the fuck up outside of the bedroom, but also in the bedroom. And we did this with none of his involvement. If this is you, if you were a high achieving superwoman and you do not want to live like you've been living anymore, I want you to head to the show notes and apply for the Pleasure Mastery Mentorship, 10-month private coaching and mastermind experience, where I will teach you how to feel fulfilled and deeply connected in all of your personal relationships. Finally learn how to be supported and receive, both in and out of the bedroom, and you're going to achieve more intimacy, joy, and fulfillment while maintaining your success, while feeling authentic in your exploration, your communication, like how you're taking action on all of this. You are going to have a community of women that get it. Most people do not see how much you are struggling because it looks so good from the outside, because you have so much. It's almost even shameful to want more in this area. You will leave this 10-month with lifelong feminine friendships. You will have better sex, better connection. We get to have 2 glorious in-person retreats. And I know if you've been watching on Instagram, you have a little FOMO from our last retreat in Scottsdale. So do not wait. If my work speaks to you, if you're like, oh my goodness, this is me, head to the show notes and apply. This will sell out. And even if my work speaks to you and you think, I really want this, and we chat and this is not for you, I'm going to give you other options of how I can help. Now, here are some questions to ask to see if you have given your power away. Do I accommodate another person's needs at the expense of my own? Am I afraid to set boundaries for fear of how someone will react? Do I feel anxious expressing my feelings? Do I have to defend myself after I've expressed my feelings? Am I made wrong for asking for my needs to be met? Do I feel like my feelings are often dismissed or undermined? Especially in areas where you have like insight or expertise, areas where you're right. Am I stuck in gender roles? So, because you are a woman, you do all the emotional caretaking for your family. So, if you are answering yes to some of those questions, if you are feeling unfulfilled and unsupported, power dynamics are definitely at play in your relationship. And here's how this applies to reclaiming your pleasure. So, firstly, we have the push pull of power. Power dynamics often swing between two forces, right? I was talking about yin and yang, um, making a request, an ask, and responding. So, when you ask for what you want, you are requesting. When someone else needs something, they're pulling you into a response. Recognizing when you're in either mode, like whether you're giving, receiving, helps you stay grounded and control your choices. Learning the true power of asking. And see, Superwomen, we are good at delegating. We are not good at asking in intimate partnership. A lot of us have been conditioned to be good girls, which makes it hard for us to ask what we truly want, especially in the bedroom. And this is the thing. A lot of Superwomen, they're like, oh, I know what I want. But they are not fucked open. They are not so fulfilled and happy in their personal life, maybe in career, and they have so much to feel grateful for, but it falls flat because their pleasure centers are turned off. So here's the thing, learning to make these direct requests and like truly, truly balance the energies in your relationship and making these requests by staying on our side of the street. Because Superwomen are good at kind of going over on our partner's side of the street and over functioning, manipulating, controlling, but none of that gets us the intimacy and connection that we want. A lot of us do veiled asking. So I had a client and she wanted help cleaning up after Canadian Thanksgiving dinner. And she said, oh, like, help me, but only if you want to help. Well, who wants to get up from their wine and chatter with family and loved ones to help clean up? Like, I don't think that's anything really anyone wants to do. But a clear and direct ask is not about forcing, controlling the other person. It's about owning your desire and inviting people to support you. So, direct ask would be, hey, I'm exhausted from all the cooking that I just did. Who can help with the dishes? And here's the third thing, awareness. Awareness that power dynamics exist in all relationships at all times, whether it's your partner, your boss, friends, children, and understanding how we've significantly screwed these things up because Superwomen usually have power over. So we are exhausted by all the plates that we have spinning in the air, all the overfunctioning that we have to do, and we're exhausted and we don't feel supported. And it's like, like, why can't this person just do X? Learning to navigate these things with confidence and clarity so that you can be like the client that I described above, that not only is her man planning dates, taking care of it from start to finish, he is also showing up in the bedroom. No more performing, no more checkbox sex, no more, I need to just do this to get it over with. Like they have done a 180 on their power dynamics in the relationship, and they are both so much more fulfilled. And if you want that to be you, let's not go through another holiday season where you're feeling resentful because you have worked so hard. You have so much to feel grateful for. Let's finally have a personal life, sex, love, connection that matches your professional life. Head to the show notes and apply for the Pleasure Mastery Mentorship. Have a great week, everybody.
If you like what you heard in this episode, leave me a rating. Your support helps me get discovered by more women like you. Together, we can change the conversation around women's sexual health and pleasure for you, your partners, and generations to come.